Hey everyone, this video is sponsored by OK Jersey, rated an impressive 4.5 stars on Trustpilot. Fans love them for high-quality jerseys, great prices, and super fast delivery. They offer a huge selection of new season retro and even upcoming World Cup kits. Plus, here's a little bonus. Use code NAF at checkout to get 8% off your order. Don't wait. Go check them out and grab your favorite jersey today.
Good morning and welcome back to We Are the South Stand. I can see his cute little face backstage, pissed off that he's not here yet. I've got an ITK for you, man, today. An unk. ITK unk. Keep talking to yourself because you're not on the screen yet. Anyway, listen, people, make sure you do go and check out OK Jerseys. This is next season's jersey. Official next season. It's available on OK Jersey now for a measly £15. So go and check that out. But listen, we're going to have a call-in show. The link is it's pinned, and the link is also here right now. Anyone that wants to jump on and have a chat with me and our Uncle ITK. Yeah. And well, by the way, one thing I'm going to say about this channel, because I've been seeing things going on and whatever else, right, all over Twitter. The one thing that I am going to continue on this channel is every opinion is allowed, right? And I don't want either. Right, there's peps in, there's peps outs as an example. Neither try and silence each other. We're both allowed an opinion, right? Everyone is allowed an opinion on this channel. I totally understand there are people that support Manchester City and have supported Manchester City for less time than others, right? And they have their reasons for supporting Manchester City. Yes, guess what? There are some people that support Manchester City based on success, right? And I understand that for you, a season, 2 seasons without a trophy is complete meltdown time. That's you, right? I will never try and change your opinion, right? Because that's why you support Manchester City. Listen, there's them people that supported Manchester City for a long time, and we don't support Manchester City based on trophies and whatever. So we'll be more tolerant, shall I say? We will be more tolerant. Maybe you'll find out my opinion on this show today. Maybe you won't. But anyway, joining me is our very own ITK, Uncle Alan.
I'm not ITK.
No. So
I'm not ITK.
Just to give.
Now listen, that message was sent to me half an hour ago by my good friend and contact in Manchester, Elliot. So there we go.
Yeah. But bro, you said to me, yeah. I'm not talking about Elliot. I'm talking about your words. Your exact words are, remember who told you months back.
No, he sent me that message with that on it. It's from him to me.
Well,
so listen, it on.
To you and your ITK friends
may be going.
Yeah, but bro, we all knew this. We've all known this. This is not news. This is not news.
Right. Well, as you know, I sit on the other side of the world from you in that safe place of Melbourne.
Anyway, Alan, how are you? We haven't spoke for a while.
I know. I've been wondering where you've been and hiding.
I haven't been hiding. I've just been getting on with life.
And well, yeah, I know you've been doing your new job, which is fair enough.
Job and when I have because the hours are a bit weird, and then daughter and sorting out stuff. Yeah, getting a new car. My car's going back in a couple of days. I had to get my car unwrapped. Yeah,
nice.
And then
you got a nice car.
So my new car is an MGZS.
Oh, nice.
It's not. Do you know what? So obviously, it's compared to an E-Class Coupe Mercedes, it's a bit different, right? But anyone that's bought a car before, the thing that I find mad is, you see, when you go to Mercedes, right? Every little thing you want is like, yeah, you can have that, but it's going to cost more. Yeah, you can have that, but it can cost more.
That's right.
Whereas with these Chinese or Japanese companies, they're like, you can just have everything as standard.
Exactly. You get more warranty as well.
Oh, bro, and that was the key. So buying it second hand. It's costing 16.5 grand, and it's 12,000 miles on the plate.
Yeah,
and 5.5 years left on the warranty.
Well, there you go. It's like over here. When I came over here in 2007, I used to have a BM at home, right? And then I went to the BMW garage to see how much they were. And when I was buying a BMW like 20 odd grand in England at the time, it went straight to it was $135,000. It was like 6 times the amount that it is because it's a European car and it costs them to bring it over. So you have to buy either a second-hand car that I wanted, or I went or you could buy a Japanese Asian car for it's still a lot more money than you would do in England, but to get parts it's cheaper. So
the service cheaper, everything's cheaper. So yeah, I'm happy with it. But anyway, we've got some football to talk about. Let me just, we can quickly touch on the game the other day. And people, reminder, the link is there. Car buying class with Alan. Classic. People, remember, the link is here. I'm going to keep posting the link. Ultimately, if you want to join me and Alan, the link is there. It's pinned. Yeah. Click and you can join us. I'd rather your camera's on, but if your camera's off, we can just have your voice in the background. So for me, I'm just going to let's just have a chat. Where I am with City at the moment. The league was done as far as I was concerned after the Nottingham Forest game, not the West Ham game. For me, the Nottingham Forest game was one step too far. By West Ham, we've already got Omar here. Yes, Omar. You there? Hold on. You are there. I can
1 second.
See you. Yeah, 1 sec. Let me just edit this and get rid of that, and then add a dynamic camera grid. Bosh. You're there now, Omar.
Can you hear me?
Hear you, and now everyone can see you as well.
Hi, Ron.
Hi, mate.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Yeah, not too bad. Sunny up in here in Manchester for a change, so it's always good.
Is it sunny up there? Bro, it's beautiful down here as well. There's not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah, it's a rare one, but no, it's a good one. Well, thanks for having me on.
No, I appreciate you coming on. Yeah, when firstly, let me ask you, when do you think the league was done? Or do you still think we could win it?
Listen, it's kind of a mad one, because if Arsenal lose one game, it's back in our hands, I think, based on goal difference, but I don't think they will. Assuming we also win against them. So I think for me it was Nottingham Forest.
Yeah,
I think that was bad, but it's just questionable things that I saw. I don't think Foden should have been in there, but I don't think that's the main and only reason we dropped points. And then this weekend, that pass was just a nail in the coffin. So yeah, it's not the best feeling right now, but here's what it is.
And what about last night? I mean, how's everyone feeling about last night? Because I watched that game and weirdly, I guess it's 3-0 down away from home from the first leg. I'd given up anyway. I wasn't going into it thinking, do you know what? I didn't think anything special could happen last night. Do you know what I mean? I thought,
yeah. All I wanted last night when I turned up to watch the game, all I wanted was a good performance by City to give 120%. Right? That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
And to be fair to the players, they gave 100% from start to finish. Even with 10 men, they gave their all. They left everything on the pitch. And that is, mate, I can deal with losing if the team give 120%. And they did that. So I can't argue. At the end of the day, we lost the tie in the first leg. And obviously when we got Bernardo sent off, it was done anyway.
How do we feel about the Bernardo sending off as well, by the way?
It's the rules. You handballed it on the line. So
can someone explain what's going on with the offside though?
It was offside. It wasn't offside.
But
I think
then
you're clutching if you're saying
is
that's
that what you
offside.
think it is?
And
I mean, I'm asking the question because I'm looking online and on Twitter, it's everyone going mad saying linesman said it was offside or whatever. But I personally thought it's a bit of a clutch as well. And I think, look, was it going wide? Potentially it was going wide. For me, the fact is, right, the minute you look at 1-0 down with 11 men on the pitch, yeah, there's a better chance than ultimately giving a penalty, being 1-0 down with 10 men.
Right. It was done. Once that happened, it was done. But to be fair to the players that played on that pitch after that gave everything they possibly could. Yeah. So I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to criticize any of them because they all did. And you could tell at the end, all the fans stood up and clapped them off, and they deserved that because they gave everything. And that's at the end of the day, that is all you can ask. You can't ask for any more than that. So, the only thing I'm looking for between now and the end of the season and in the summer is City look back and look at the areas where we need to improve in the team, and we put them right. And Pep's the thing. Pep, if he stays, has got to decide what formation he's playing and stick to it. Stop changing it every 10 minutes.
All right, but I'm asking your opinion, Alan. Like, what do you think should happen manager-wise this summer?
I'm hoping Pep stays.
You want Pep to stay, yeah?
I'd like Pep to stay, but if he decides he doesn't want to, that is fine with me. We just move on. We have to move on. He's been there 10 years, mate.
Yeah.
If someone had said to you at the start when he came, he's going to be there 10 years.
I thought we'd have him 3. I didn't think
exactly. So and he's taken us to the moon and back. Yeah, it really has. And at the end of the day, he's put the City on the world map now, and he has. We've won everything.
What about you, Omar? Where were you with Pep?
So I've been one of the Pep houses since last season, to be honest. After that FA Cup final, I think that lineup that I was quite disappointed in, and he's had some questionable lineups throughout. Aston Villa away this year, but Reinders in the 6. So you never see that, and he does experiment a lot. And I think if you do it early on in this season,
I think after the Club World Cup, I think we all knew that Reinders in a deeper role was not it.
Yeah, exactly.
3-4 games in the Club World Cup, I'd seen enough to know. I don't see why we'd be doing that personally.
And I think it's fine that he tinkers early in the season. I think he did against Spurs as well when we started. He had some mad lineup then. So, and I'm fine with that. That's not what it's just towards now when we're normally the strongest towards the end of the season when he's figured out his best 11. I don't think we have that right now. So I've been quite disappointed with Pep. And yes, I'm appreciative of everything he's got. As you mentioned, he's been there 10 years. And for me, one of the main reasons I am Pep is more, I think some of these players need to see a change. How would Doku perform under a new manager? Would he get better? Would he get worse? And, that's why I want to see, are these players as good as they are? Or are they just depending on the system? So I'm just keen to see a difference. You said he's won everything, and I agree. But also City, we've won things before Pep. Obviously not as much, given kind of the past 10 years. But, I'm willing to see a change. It could go worse. Who knows? But, sometimes it's just, you need to try something different. And we'll see how it goes.
I'll say something now to everybody. When Pep does decide to move on, there's going to be a drop-off.
I think there already is a drop-off.
Yeah.
So to say, hold on, Alan. To say when Pep leaves, there's going to be a drop-off. Pep's here. Pep's been here for the last 2 years, and there's already been a drop-off. So are you saying when Pep leaves, we drop out of the top 4?
Potentially, could be.
Our squad is too good to be out of the top 4. Like, I'm going to be honest. We spend so much. We have Haaland. We have great players like Kusanov. We have Cherki.
Do you think the Premier League is a strong league at the moment? At the moment?
No,
I don't either.
No, it's not.
I don't.
It's not. Actually, there's 2. Right. Let me go back on that. Do I think that the top Do I think that the top six is a strong top six? No. Do I think that the Premier League's a strong league? Yeah, I still think that, you know, you can catch strays against like relegation fodder in the Premier League. You can't in any other league, right? You play a relegation team, you're smashing them to pieces. So I think maybe the overall quality, yeah, is still there, but I think the top six has dropped off for me. I'll be honest with you. I am now right. So everyone knows. Well, I think most people know. My take on Vincent Kompany always was that I do not want Vincent Kompany to come back to Manchester City until I've seen enough evidence, because I love the guy so much that I do not want it to be like Chelsea and Frank Lampard. Like, for me, no matter what, there's nothing anyone can do on the pitch that will make me not. I'm not saying Vincent Kompany is our best ever player, but there is nothing anyone can do that will make me love them more than I love Vincent Kompany, right?
Yeah, I agree.
It's simple. Early days, the fact my dad was still about, all that stuff, it can't be done, right? It's a different level of love for Vincent Kompany than it is a lot of players. And that's why I really didn't want him until it was proven. Now, for me, I have now got to a point where I'm watching Vincent Kompany, and I've got to actually say, Bayern Munich, fair play, because taking a I mean, me and my mate were having a conversation the other day. Did Bayern Munich have scouts at Burnley throughout that whole season? What made Bayern Munich go, do you know what? There's this manager over in England, that's managing Burnley, and they're fucking bottom of the league, but I think he's the right manager for the job. But they obviously liked the fact that he had his way of playing and he was going to stick by it by any means. They took a risk on him, and now it's paying off. And for me, I do believe that it's time.
But that's before. Can you just block Sam, the Man United fan?
No,
he's abusing.
No, there's no need. Is he abusive? Who's he abused? Calling us cheats? Well, we'll probably have about 10 people left in the chat if we do that. Now, so for me, everyone knows I can't bring myself to say Pep out, and I'll never be able to, right?
No.
But I do believe that it's time for things to be freshened up. That's where I am now. I do actually believe that it is time for things to be freshened up. I do think that maybe it's for Pep as well. I think Pep needs a rest. But yeah, this isn't just based on.
So Maresca then.
No, right. So here's my worry. Here is my worry. I'm not here screaming, give me any manager. Yeah. Right. And sorry, when you say this, Daps, you should respect your fellow City opinions, not to shit on him. I do. I respect every single person's opinion, right? I'm not trying to change anyone's opinion at all. Yeah. Like I said at the absolute start, everyone is allowed an opinion, and I understand people have different opinions for different reasons, right? I totally understand those that are like, nope, I'm still think Pep's the right man for the job. I can disagree with that. Look, Pep's one of the best managers of all time. So, of course, I understand why people would see that. But for me now, I think the board really have to be planning, because I don't want a shit manager in place of Pep Guardiola. And when people say, oh, give me anyone over Pep, no, definitely do not do that, right? Don't. No. Now, it came out last week, I think Tom Lee put it, that there is a clause in Vincent Kompany's contract that they get 15 million if Man City comes sniffing. Now, if that is true, and Tom Lee's usually pretty on point, I would say things don't get put in there for no, clauses don't get put in contracts for no reason. But if Vincent Kompany says, I want one more year at Bayern, then what?
I don't think they'll make any announcement until Bayern are out of the Champions League, or more than time they'll win.
They win it.
They'll do that. They'll do that because they want to win the Champions League, and I fancy them. I'll be honest with you, I do fancy them to win it. I think they're top side.
Who?
Bayern Munich.
Bayern. Yeah, I'm unsure.
I'd like Vinny to win that trophy.
Oh, of course, bro. I mean, look, if Vinny wins that trophy, yeah, we then cannot say that Vinny is not ready for this City role. I personally was saying I want to see a three-peat of Bundesliga, and I want to see an extremely serious Champions League challenge before I'd want him at City. But I can't lie, I've seen enough at this point, and but there's other. I personally I quite like Fabregas as a manager. Is he ready? Probably not.
Yeah.
I of course, I'd love Enrique, and I do think.
Oh yeah, all day long.
I do think Enrique would possibly be the only one that I would take. I'm being honest. I'm looking at others going, I'll take you as an interim, but I don't want you as long term. Whereas Enrique, I'd say, yeah, he can have the job. Well, who is it that you want, Omar?
Yeah, I need to hop in a couple of minutes. I'll finalize on this if that's okay. I'll say, Kompany definitely. And I think, when you talk about Fabric as a whole, I think if we're not going to get like a City legend, you're seeing how that's playing out with Carrick and how he's doing well so far.
Yeah.
But this is, if he wins the Champions League and he wins the league at Bayern, then, you can't make the comparison to someone passionate about the club, because Pep is passionate about City, you could tell. And you could see like that really goes down within the club and the fans, and you have that strong connection. And we don't want what we're seeing now with some other clubs who don't have that manager connection. And if not, you do get someone who's a serial winner, like Enrique, for example, who could be one. But I think Kompany's the one I have my eyes on, and I'd be willing to give a shot. But thanks very much, gents.
I appreciate you
great
coming
being on.
And you are Omar that's in the chat, right?
I am Omar that's in the chat.
It's nice, no, but it's nice to put a face to a name. So appreciate you coming on. Hopefully you come on more. And hopefully when Pep does leave, it is Vinny. But appreciate you jumping on.
Thanks very much, man. Have a good one. See you.
Take care.
Take care.
But before people, I am getting people on one by one. So if you're in the background, just stay where you are. I'm going to get Danny on in a minute. Then we've got Minerals. Minerals FC, do I know you? Nah. Oi, Minerals, you just put hello Rants. My name's not Rants, it's Daps. Hold on, there's another one. There's a comment I wanted to just quickly address. Yeah, this one. So I messaged you last night and got a very short reply. There's a lot of people that send comments, bro, so I kind of sometimes do have to give shorter responses, especially when it's 11:30 at night. So perhaps you will now. Don't you think we are in danger of being like Arsenal from a couple of years ago, accepting mediocrity? I'll be honest. It's a hard one for me to answer because nothing I am seeing in this, like nothing I've seen in the last 20 years is mediocrity to me, bro. Like in the last 15 years, there's not a single thing that I'm seeing that is mediocrity. So it's difficult for me to agree with that. If we drop down to being, in a top 4 race for a couple of seasons while we're in transition, for me, that's not mediocrity to me. It isn't. It's just understanding when your club is like Arsenal. There was a reason why Arsenal dropped off, right? And anyone that doesn't they were paid. Like Arsenal were doing business the way running a football club. I guess the way a football club should be run, right? And they were paying off all of their debt, right? There was a reason for that. So there are reasons for everything, but. Are we in danger of dropping off? Yeah, I really do think if we're just talking, I'm not going to call it mediocrity. I'm going to say, I'm going to say, as far as us dropping off a bit, yeah, we are in danger of that. I think we're in severe danger of that at the moment, if I'm being honest with you. Severe danger. Yeah.
There's a few areas of the squad and the team, and also the system that are not right at City at the moment. They need to address a lot of things in the summer. A lot.
Fucking hell, this one's mad. I would take Arteta or Michael Carrick to City. Fucking bro.
Taking the piss.
Yeah, no. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. I've been a fan of not recent years, but when he first moved to Arteta, to Arsenal, I actually did like Arteta. I don't think Arteta.
Yeah, I did. That's what I did.
But as for Carrick, no, thank you. What's this? There was another comment that I just wanted to bring up before we get Danny on. Bring this up. Thoughts on Pep spending 600 million to lose 5-1 to an interim? I think there's context to everything. And I think the key there is that at the moment, this squad is in transition. I think that could happen not just with Pep. I think that could happen with any manager, right? Because we're in transition.
And for a good player now, a good player is 100 million, not 50 anymore.
Danny, what are you saying, bro?
What's happening? You're good.
For people that don't know, Danny is an Arsenal fan, but he's
Arsenal, not a Spurs fan.
I call him a Spurs fan. And the reason why I call him a Spurs fan is because he actually reminds me more of a Spurs fan than he does an Arsenal fan, because he's not arrogant. So
not yet.
No. What, you win the league? You win the league and then you become arrogant.
I've learned how to bite the bullet.
Let me ask you a question. How do you feel, genuinely, how do you feel about like the way people were talking about how you're winning the league and all of that stuff?
I mean, even when we was winning it in like 03, 04, even then there was a saying, they used to say you used to hate the best. So no matter who was at top, if it was Man United, Man City, Chelsea, even Blackburn, there was always something to pick at. And I get that. And I totally get that, because we ain't great to watch. We really ain't great to watch. But then I don't know if that goes to play with the teams we're coming up against, because I know a lot of them like to play low block, but not every team's actually doing that against us. Like, there's actually teams that are actually going up against us, and we're struggling. I mean, look at last night. We should have been about 5-0 up before we got that first goal.
Yeah. I do see. For me, I actually think your squad is better than it looks, right? And I think it isn't being utilised. But my question mark would be, maybe next season Arteta will start to
let the shackles
allow you to. How are you feeling about Sunday?
I mean, after watching you last night, considering you were down to 10 men, I didn't think you were that bad, Dabs.
I thought we
played quite well.
I thought we were quite good last night.
And I don't think anyone's going to mention it yet, because it's not like 100% sure if Timber will play. But I can't imagine Ben White doing very well against Doku, if that was the lineup.
Yeah. I thought
Doku would have him on skates.
It's weird because I don't know, when Trent was leaving the pitch yesterday at the end of the game, he kind of did this little thing that was a bit like he was mocking Doku, but I thought Doku was cooking yesterday.
I thought he was.
For me yesterday, what I saw is it's a reminder. And if you go back to, there's a point in the season where it was Doku on the left and it was Cherki on the right and it was Haaland through the middle, right?
Yep.
And we were cooking, right? For me, that is our best front three.
I agree.
Yeah, I feel that.
Semenyo and Marmoush probably have to face being backups, and it's as simple as that. I mean, and I know straight away there will be some people that say, yeah, but Daps, look at Semenyo's numbers, look at Doku's numbers, right? But then I could also say, okay, cool, but when Doku was there, look at Haaland's numbers compared to Semenyo's numbers, right? That ultimately, it's the way the overall team plays, and there's no surprise. It's funny because I don't know if anyone remember when Semenyo first joined Manchester City. Yeah, there was a clip of him and Haaland, I think, in like the massage room, and Haaland was saying, "This guy's said he's going to score more than me. He's coming for my golden boot.
Coming for my goals." Yeah, I remember.
But since Semenyo has arrived, Haaland's role at the club has changed. Yeah. And ultimately, I kind of, because I don't know if anyone, if you caught Alan, Stephen J had a bit of a kind of, they did a show the other day where they were
watched
kind of.
It.
Right.
I was killing myself laughing. Yeah, Steve was good.
The thing is, and I'm not gonna act like I haven't said at times. Do you know what? I feel like maybe Haaland should be given a rest and play Marmoush through the middle, play Semenyo through the middle. But for me, when you hear Haaland has scored 57 goals in 58 Champions League games, yeah, it kind of makes you realise what the fuck are we doing, right?
That's mad numbers, isn't it?
You do play around Haaland. You do. Still yesterday, Haaland's one player that his body language at times is frustrating me. There's a point where everyone was running up the pitch and Haaland was just strolling up the pitch. It can be frustrating, but a few years back, we'd say, oh, this is what Haaland does. He pretends like he's switched off. Then all of a sudden he'll switch back on. So I don't know, but I guess what I'm saying is for me, our front three has to be Doku, has to be Cherki, and has to be Haaland through the middle.
Well, I'll say something to Daps. I'll say something to you. Doku's only got one league goal this season. That's it.
Yeah.
Right? And the other wing is not exactly scoring a lot of goals. The problem I've got is that if you compare that to, and I'm not the big Sterling fan, if you compare it to the Sterling era, right, and Sane, they were getting 15 to 20 goals a season.
I agree with that. But that's not the comparison we're doing at the moment, right?
You know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, but it's very clear for me that Pep is looking, for is looking for another Sterling, right?
Which is going to be hard because them numbers he had was ridiculous.
But if you,
all he did was running on the far post. And half of those goals, if not more, were 5-yard tappings.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Sterling was unbelievable. I mean, let's be real. Sterling and David Silva used to link up phenomenally down that left-hand side. It was so fluid, right? But my thing is, that's right now, we have Doku, we have Semenyo. Now, Semenyo has got more goals, right?
Yeah.
But do Manchester City look a better team with Semenyo in it? We don't. We do not, right?
He's got a touch of an elephant.
It's just for me, Doku, and the other thing is, like, you give Doku the amount of times, I mean, even the Arsenal game, right? Doku was picking up the ball from deep and driving Manchester City up the pitch, right?
Against Timber as well.
I don't see Semenyo doing that. I do not see Semenyo doing those type of things. So for me, it's this is it. Semenyo is not a winger. He's an inside forward stroke a striker, right? We have tried playing Haaland with two inside forwards, and guess what? It doesn't work.
And the closest one it did was Alvarez, and he went.
Yeah.
That was the closest one.
It doesn't work. This is what we're talking about, what works. And for me, what worked, did it work perfectly? No. But Doku, Haaland, Cherki worked. It's so easy to see for me. It really, really is. So Minerals FC, we've got Minerals FC as well. Let's get him on now as well. Let's have all four on. Minerals, what are you saying?
Yeah, what's up, Daps?
You good?
Yeah, I'm good, mate.
Who do you support? I presume Chelsea with Minerals, but...
No, I don't support Chelsea.
Is your first name John?
Oh, who do you support?
I'm a Gooner, mate. We Gunners, man.
Look. We've got two on the show.
Two, I don't know. This is this is where it's going to get. Go on. So,
Daps, are you okay?
I'm more than okay, brother.
Daps, where did he get rents from?
Yeah. Bro,
I made a mistake, innit? I wanted to write the Daps, but accidentally pressed on the Rants thing on the keyboard.
The what?
The keyboard, didn't it?
He went to spell Daps and it come out Rants.
I'm on my computer.
Wait, is your keyboard okay?
Yeah, it's mad.
Anyway, what? How can I help you? How can I assist?
So all I'm saying is we have to talk about Man City, Arsenal, same time, and Man City for me they look weak. Like defense.
Why?
Huh?
No, we do. I don't think he's wrong. We do look weak.
Well, I agree with him. I just want to know why.
Every time I look at Man City this season, it's like they don't know. They don't have the stamina to defend.
I don't think that's the problem. I don't think it's the defending that's the problem.
No, not defending, but the stamina.
I think
there's this thing, as coaches, they taught me, because I'm a coach too. There's defensive stamina. They don't know how to defend because football goes over 100 minutes now. extra time, momentum shifts, you know, right?
Yep.
Like against Arsenal, yeah, you man conceded last minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Too many last minute goals. Not as bad as Liverpool though.
Cool, yeah,
But
Liverpool
like,
are bad for it.
No,
for me,
I can see what you're saying about the defensive stamina. But here's the thing. I don't believe that's a this season thing. I think that's a Pep Guardiola and the way we play thing. I think it's always been there in us.
I think it's attacking
but
fullbacks as well.
but like, look at it against Spurs. Yeah, you man were 2-0 up. Yeah, like you allowed Spurs to have momentum. You know what I mean? You should have buried them.
Yeah. And the second half City, he's got a point because what he's talking about is
we've got a problem in our midfield that can't control games. That's my opinion.
So Rodri's the problem? Because there's another narrative that City fans are painting. They're saying they want
I just think
now.
the whole of our midfield is not controlling games like we used to do.
Yeah.
That's been a biggest issue for me.
Bit easier to get at. I know what you mean.
But like there's some City fans that say Rodri's a problem since he came back. They had to drop Nico G. Rodri isn't fully recovered.
I think the thing is at the moment, if we're talking about City fans at the moment, like you've got to remember this is because you've seen it with your fan base, right? You've seen it with Arsenal's fan base where they're all trying to pick what the problems are, right? Now, this is a Manchester City team that have gone from winning a 4P and a treble to now being where we are. And at the moment, I think we're all trying to pick out, like, for me personally, I do think the dropping of Nico Gonzalez is mad. I think Nico Gonzalez as a dual winner was phenomenal. If I'm looking at Rodri's a really weird one because at one point I think, oh, could it be Rodri? Then I watch him and think, nah, Rodri's fucking helping us move the ball forward.
He does, going forward, he does taps. The little deep passes he plays diagonal.
But for me, Rodri, because of his ACL, he doesn't have Nico G's legs. Nico G, what he was doing before the injury, like, you know, he was sussing danger out, and you guys were going much deeper, not being that expansive, and he was helping you. That's why you got most of your points. But once Rodri comes back, you man open up too much.
But again, there's like what you're doing there is you're basing it on that. But I can also tell you when Rodri came back, we stopped playing a certain way and we started playing with inside forward. So it's very easy to go, this is the reason. There's many things. O'Reilly stopped playing at left back. Nori started playing. When Rodri came back in, multiple changes across the City team happened. Now, could Rodri be part of it? Because I am there saying I wish Gonzalez would start more, but I don't think it's as simple as, oh yeah, Rodri's the reason. But
Rodri, he's coming from an ACL. And Nico was on form.
I'm well aware.
He did have a lot of time to rest,
I bet you if you were to, and I don't know, someone could maybe go and look at this, but if you were to look at, hold on one sec, bro. I'm in the middle of talking, Alan. Please, give me 1 second, please, brother. You've just made the statement, Minerals, right? That Gonzalez, Rodri's legs have gone. Gonzalez was covering more ground. Is that factual? Is that factual, or is that your opinion?
I think it's. I don't know, but like Rodri, he gets dribbled past easily. Nico Gonzalez.
That's got nothing to do with legs. That's a different thing. Being dribbled past is not to do with your legs.
Yeah, do you know what I think it is with Rodri? Because obviously, I know you're saying about playing Nico.
Rodri's shooting's been shocking since his return. That's one thing I can say.
Yeah,
his shooting's been all over the place.
Yeah, true. He used to score the odd banger, didn't he? Every time he shot, it was normally a weldy. But
I mean, so someone said it's factual. Sorry, someone said it's factual because if it is, and the reason why I asked you that is because if it is factual, then it's valid because.
Yeah. Is check the stats. Check the receipts.
Yeah, I'm going to go away and look at that later after this show. But
I will say this, Daps. Over the last 15 games since his return, we have changed the system so many times.
Yeah,
I think it's confused players.
Yeah,
and we don't.
I think I think that's been one of our biggest issues is and I've been saying this for a long time, right?
Pep doesn't know which system to play.
Right. So last season was very much what we got told is that the coaches were not coaching. The coaches were hardly talking to the players. This season, I keep kind of getting this feeling in my head that maybe Pep Linda's and Pep Guardiola's styles are too different. Right?
Exactly.
They're
It's a mismatch.
Yeah, it is. It is. And you look at the way that Pep Linders likes to play, it's with inside forwards. With Pep, not so much, right? And it's two different styles of play. And I also think that hasn't helped maybe that our recruitment has also been based on two different styles of play, right? Whereas with, you think about it before under Tiki, right? Tiki and Pep have worked together for what, 20 years, yeah? Tiki knows what Pep works best with. With Viana's a new face, right? Pep Linders is a new face. And then you've got Pep Guardiola. It's three different people all trying to have an input on how we should play as a team. And I think maybe it is just, it's not clear and direct. Like the one thing I must say when Arteta arrived at Arsenal is that everyone must be singing from the same hymn sheet.
Exactly.
I do wonder if we are all singing from the same hymn sheet at the moment.
I'm convinced we're not.
I don't think we are.
There's no set, fix. There's no set identity. I mean, City. The best analogy is City are like a chameleon. You don't know how to get with it. You don't know what to get to them.
The one thing I would say though is, how do you feel that? Because look, I think Alan and I will agree, and most City fans in the comments will agree. This is the worst City team I've seen for quite some time.
Hey, oh my God!
So how do you feel? How do you feel that your super team hasn't pulled away from us just yet?
You should have done.
Yeah, it's probably because of PSG, and we should have been dropping points to Liverpool and Wolves and them, man. But let's be real. After the break, you man got Chelsea. Chelsea, they need to get a win somewhere and stuff like that. And I don't see us dropping much points. And
I don't see you dropping many points. That's why I think you've won the league ultimately.
And also, we haven't lost to Man City recently. We've become your kryptonite.
But I mean, you can't say you're our kryptonite when literally you said about 10 minutes ago that you managed to equalize with us in the 94th minute. That's not really kryptonite, Kryptonite
no, what I mean is the way we set up against you, we low block you, man.
You didn't low block us.
No, we didn't.
You didn't low block us.
Oh yeah, the Emirates game. You man done the low block kind of.
We did the fucking low block. Yeah, we did it.
No, just for that game, but previous games.
I see. Where are you two are? As two Arsenal fans, where do you think? Do you two think you win at the Etihad?
No.
I drew.
I will say this, guys. This is a new team. We bought 14 new players in the last 12 months, all young. And only 2 of those 14 players have won a trophy before.
Yeah, thanks.
Right? This is a brand new team. We're not Man City that were 3 or 4 years ago. We're not. It's a new team, complete new team.
Aren't you deflecting, mate?
Hold on. One sec. No, Alan, one sec. Let me jump in there. So Minerals. Arteta's been at your club for how long?
For 6 seasons.
Okay, 6. This is his sixth. This is his 6th season. So for 6 seasons, and you haven't. Of course, you won the FA Cup in the first season, but you already, I think, through to the semi-finals before we got there, right? But let's say for 5 seasons, you have not won a single trophy. But what you have been doing is building a squad, right? And building a mentality, right? So for Manchester City to have 2 seasons doing what's taken you 5, why is that deflection, please?
What I mean is because some City fans were confident Now, like,
You
That's
can't
not
blame
answering
him for being
no,
confident,
no.
though.
Hold on, Bo. You're now deflecting. You're not answering my question, right? Why is somebody saying that, at the moment we're in transition, we're having to rebuild, right? We're having to build a new mentality. We're having to get players used to a certain style of football. Why is that a deflection? But then you can't answer the question.
It's because on the timeline, I don't know much City fans, right? On my timeline, they're
Okay,
saying
you're
that
not answering my
they got
question. You're not
what?
answering my question. What, like, you just accused him, right? Why is it okay for Arsenal, to take 6 years, but it's not okay
It's
for
not
Manchester
okay.
City?
I agree with man. I'm one of Arteta's biggest critics.
Still,
I think he's done a
I-
good job.
He has done a good job. He has done a good job.
First, but like
100%.
the trophy drought, I'm not too happy, man. I can't live this life for getting cooked online. You know what I mean?
but do you know what, bro? I messaged to Gal this morning.
He had a longer trophy drought with Wenger.
I messaged Gal this morning,
that
right?
too.
And I said to him, he was asking if I had time to do a show, and unfortunately, I don't think I do. But I said to him, look, at this point, you need to ignore the outside noise, right? Ignore people that are now questioning how you're winning this league. Enjoy it, right?
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm gonna enjoy it.
I love
You
Of
need
course.
to, bro, because it's at the end of the day, and remember, we've had Pep Guardiola as a manager, right? And we've had to face people saying that, he plays boring football. Yeah. It's unfortunately when you are winning, people will come at you with anything they have, right?
Like,
But you were 4-0 up when you first came out,
and they can cry, of
people
course.
forget
And
to mention.
what I was saying to Alan, I wasn't being offensive. What I'm saying is,
fair.
No, it's all right.
what I'm saying is, respect to Alan and Daps. I was saying is, I feel like City fans are doing the 360. Before this week, everyone was confident.
Hang on,
Now
mate.
let him finish. Go on,
I was
please carry
saying,
on.
City fans, because I put City fans in all City fans in the same bracket, right? Whether it's me or not, what I'm saying is, after this week, now all of a sudden it's a transition, and a few days before everyone was gassed. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like it's contradicting and doing a 360.
All right, Daps. At the start of the season, what did I say?
Yeah, but no, he made a fair comment. Hold on, Alan. He did. You said that this was a season of transition. I predicted us to finish third, but he did just say that what he's doing is, and this is the thing. When we come online, unfortunately, we do accept that we're going to take the beating for all Manchester City's fans' opinions. So he did say. Yeah. So I understand what you're saying. Look, I think at times probably. See, for me, I personally thought for a long time that Arsenal were going to win the league. The way Arsenal kept letting Manchester City back in, it did make me start to think, hold on a second, maybe we are going to win this. But I don't know. I think at the moment, if I'm going into this week, I think this weekend's a really interesting game because if I look at Arsenal's recent performances, you've won games, but not convincingly. I mean, there was 2 games that you won.
Chelsea and Everton. Those were the not convincing games.
Brighton. I don't
Brighton
think Brighton with a better team. Brighton with a better team.
Brighton away is tough.
Oh no, I agree with you, but still, what I'm saying is, any away game is tough for me, but still, you were not the better team, right? But you managed to get it done. City, if I go off yesterday, I think this game this weekend could be a lot closer than people think.
Yes, it's going to be quick, and it's a final as well.
Yeah.
But my problem is, I respect Al and you. What I'm saying is, because of this bad week, you guys all of a sudden went back to the transition thing, and that's why I felt you guys are doing the 360.
So let me. Is it a 360? Hold on. Maybe there's an element of 360 in it, but guess what? That's allowed because the thing is, sometimes you can get a bit carried away and think, do you know what? Actually, like at no point have I thought, you know what? This Man City team are fucking gonna blitz this league. But because of how Arsenal have allowed us back in, we probably have got a bit giddy a few times and thought, "Do you know what, we could win this." I think we've all still known that we're not looking our best. But also sometimes you can get a bit excited and then come down crashing to earth and go, fucking hell, do you know what? We have to actually accept we're a long way away. The mad thing is that you still, we're all here saying this weekend is going to be a tough game. So I guess we're not that far away. But listen, I want to get someone else on. There's someone else that's been waiting.
All right. Thank you, Daps, and big up, Alan.
Coming on, man.
No
appreciate
worries,
you
mate.
coming
No
on.
worries.
And Danny, appreciate you coming on. And
Sweet, brother.
we will be talking about the Arsenal game a lot more.
Lovely.
Right, we have 2 more people. Sorry, because I've got to leave to go to work in the next 10. So we have oh, sorry. Ooh, Jesus. In fact, we got 3 people on, so I'm going to get you all 3 on. Hi, guys. How are you all?
Hello, all good.
Who wants to go first?
I mean, I'll go.
Yeah, go on then, mate.
Yeah, first of all, big up the show. Love you guys. Respect.
Appreciate it. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from, I'm originally from Manchester, but I now live in Israel.
Oh, okay.
Good lad. Good
Yeah.
lad.
So,
By the way, I hope you're safe over there.
yeah, all safe over here. Yeah, it's a little bit scary, but it's nice.
Yeah, cool. Well, I hope you are safe, man.
Yeah, so been a lifelong City fan, supported them all my years. I'm only 26, I'm still young, but I still remember some of the bad days.
Yeah.
But I've got to just say, first of all, with regards to the earlier caller on about Pep out, Pep can't leave. Like, Pep's the best manager we've ever had. He's the best manager in the world.
Yeah. Great.
If he goes, it's upsetting and it's not great. But I'm never going to say Pep out. I've never said it. Even last season when we didn't win 1 in 15, I still said we got to stick with Pep. He's the man.
You're still sticking with Pep, yeah?
Yeah, I'll stick with Pep. I'll stick with Pep all the way through until he decides to leave. He's staying.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'll tell you.
I differ, bro. I differ. I can't lie, and I have. I worry, and I feel like it might be time. I feel like it might be time.
After all he's done at the club, he took us from winning a League 2, couple of cups, to trebles, 4 in a row. Centurions, everything that he's done for us. I think he's given himself the right to leave when he wants. Well, look at it beforehand. Before he won the Champions League, he said all it was he needs to win the Champions League. Yeah. And it's the Champions League. He won the Champions League. I think he could have left then, and it would have been a lot better for us.
Potentially so. I agree with you. Yeah.
But since he didn't, he needs to. I would say give him a contract until he decides to walk out the club. You give it to him. It's a bit like Fergie. I hate comparing it, but it's a bit like Fergie. He's done so much for the club. He needs to stay until he decides to go.
Yeah.
He's building. He'll build another squad.
My personal opinion is that I think he'll leave when we win something big again and then walk away.
And I'm okay with that.
Guys, what are your takes? The other 2 guys. Sorry, what are your names? Where are you calling from?
You're there, Daps. I'm Huang. I'm from London.
Hi, Huang. And hello, Huang.
I'm Shadid from Dhaka, Bangladesh.
From whereabouts?
Dhaka, Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
Oh, right, okay,
Yes.
okay. Well, welcome both. Where are you on Pep?
For me personally, Daps, that I still think Pep should stay because for next season, because I'll tell you why. It doesn't make any sense for the new manager to come in. You have to consider a couple of factors. The World Cup, where the new manager will only have 2 weeks to work with the new players until the new season starts. So how And how are, like, for me personally, I can only speak for myself. How am I supposed to expect the new manager to implement his new ideas to the players in only 2 weeks and get everything rolling? It's not going to happen like that. I think Pep should see out his contract for me, because I think when he does, I think when he has 2 weeks new players, I'm pretty sure like he already everything is in place, maybe with the new guys as well. So because think about it, like, should any of the City players get to the World Cup final, we won't expect them back for another month. So basically, they'll come back maybe like what, a week after the Premier League season starts, Daps?
Yeah. So apologies for the noise there. Yeah, you know what? It's a really good point about the World Cup and how much time a player would get, a manager would get with them. I hadn't even thought about that, but it's 5 weeks. I mean, with some players, and I do expect, Spain, I expect England, I expect some of the teams that our players play for to go quite far. My biggest concern, because I personally feel like I do worry about the direction of the club with Viana coming in, and that maybe what I'm seeing is that it is different. Like, they want City to play a different way, and I wonder if at times Pep is struggling with it. I mean, a lot of people have been saying this in the comments. It does seem like Pep's go-to, is to revert back to what he knows best. That's one of the worries. He has got to go to. What's your take? Are you Pep in or out?
I'm not really bothered about him at this moment.
Okay.
Last 2 weeks, it has been so hard to look at this team. Look at the West Ham game.
Yep.
I was just watching at LV's stream, and time after time he was just complaining about, look at Marmoush's touch, Haaland's touch, Semenyo's touch. Pep has been just choosing the wrong team.
So then, is that not on Pep? That's on Pep, right?
Yes. I'm not really that bothered that he has to stay or he has to go. The club decides what to do.
Right, okay. Fair point. That's a fair, valid point, to be fair. I'm going to ask you, what's everyone's opinions on Haaland's body language? Am I reading too much into it? Alan, do you think I'm reading too much into
it? Yes and no. Yeah. I do think you are reading too much into it. I'll give you the one thing I've noticed. I watched his press conference last night.
Yes.
Right? And every single reporter, and I mean every one of them, were putting out questions. Are you here next year? Are you staying? Your plans? They were hinting to Golding to say what he was doing. They all want that headline of I'm moving, right? And he wouldn't commit to it.
Well, Rodri was the same. They were trying to push Rodri for that as well.
They were. And that's reporters goading to get headlines.
Yeah.
So, and Pep's like laughing at them, wasn't he? Because he knew what they were doing. And you know, and I know that Pep will wind them up when they do things like that. And he will wind them up.
Do you know what? I must say, I hear what Hyung said, and I do think why with the World Cup.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You can't bring someone in, can you? Because the players are gonna. The players will probably be given a week's rest before they have to link up with the international team. Then they're going to be off to America. There's not going to be much time.
I think he'll go to his end of his contract, and then that'll be it.
Yeah. Okay. And see, there's an element of me that I'm okay with that. I personally do feel that we need to get to a point where we can't be spending the last. We've probably spent the last year and a half talking about, is Pep going to stay or go? I don't want.
It's every single year at this stage of the season.
Yeah.
The rumours come out that Pep is going to finish. Mate, they were giving this rumours when after 2 years they say Pep's leaving. He's not staying. He only does 2 years, 2 or 3 years. And it's every single year.
And I don't want, Pep Guardiola to leave because Maresca's coming in, is not it. And when people say I'd have anyone for Pep, it's like, come on, let's be real, right? Like, we're second, people. Yeah, we are second. Let's everyone calm down a little bit. We're second. We're in a Carabao Cup final. We're still in the FA Cup. We went out to Real Madrid, right?
I wouldn't accept Maresca coming in if he went as assistant.
Oh, well, yeah, I'd be cool with him coming in as an assistant. But my ideal is Vincent Kompany, and I do think maybe it is time that we move over. But I do think it would be great to move from Pep to Vinny. Right, people, I'm really sorry, but I do actually have to get to work, so I've got to end the stream here. But I appreciate everyone that has come on. Apologies if you had to wait, but unfortunately we did have other people to get on first. We will be go on.
I was gonna say for Daps, thank you so much for having me on. I'd love to come back as well.
Bro,
yeah, it's amazing. I mean,
we will get you on. We will get you on. I think we've spoke before on email, haven't we?
Yeah, we have spoken on email, and I was on the stream with you with Martin as well. I think maybe like a couple months back as well.
Yeah,
and also I was actually going to ask you about the shirt you're wearing. I actually want to get that as well.
Well, it's a new City shirt. It's available on OK Jerseys. I must say, it's probably my favourite home shirt for quite some time. I like the round collars as well. I love the round collars. But we will get you on. I'll drop you a message after the show, mate, and we'll arrange for you to come on soon.
Nice.
Appreciate
Thank
everyone
you so
being
much.
with us.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Alan.
Good. Hey, mate, take care.
With you all, and we will be back tomorrow morning at the usual time. Peace.
Have a good day.